Hi guys, this is the founder of Building Wealth Investments Inc. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for taking your time to tune in and to watch this video. While you're still on that, hit the like, subscribe and notification button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. With that said, let's get into it. So I'm just gonna do a quick market overview on what is it that I'll be expecting to see on the market in the following week. So currently we're looking at the dollar index, and we can see that during NFP we had this beautiful spike to the upside. So I want to try and see if ever price is gonna be able to break these levels, come and test and continue going to the upside. Because another thing that I can perceive from what I'm looking at right now is this whole structure here. This simply gives me an understanding that we are likely to continue going to the upside for the rest of the week, but obviously that will depend on whether we break this level here. I just want to see price break this level here, because you can see that this is where we got our big sales, because this is the daily time frame. So this is a pretty significant resistance area, and that simply means that it's gonna be quite a hassle for price to break this level here. It's gonna be quite a hassle, but if it does, and it does so impulsively, so with a strong close and gives us a test in this area, then we'll be looking to continue to the upside. And this is going to give me an understanding when I dive into your pairs like your gold, your silver, or your currencies for that matter, you understand. So right now I'm just gonna close off the indices and also crypto. This is supposed to be here, and also crypto. I'll just close this off, and then yeah, I'll just leave metals. I've just been trading gold for quite some time, like consistently, so I haven't been looking at currencies. So with that in mind, I'll also just clear the currencies also on that side, and then maybe I'll decide otherwise as I continue shooting this, and then we'll see if ever I'll dive into the currencies. But I'm not really interested in trading currencies, to be quite honest. So with that said, as you all can see, we have this nice structure here.
It's good, man.
Hey, what's going on here? Oh, I'm sharing my screen. What the fuck? Hey. My bad. So yeah, those guys couldn't even hear what I was saying because I didn't connect my earphones to the computer. But yeah, as you all can see here, I'm looking at the structure here, and then you can see that we had this first touch, second touch, third touch, right? And also we came into this nice significant support area. So I was pretty much observing this area during NFP, because I couldn't see price breaking below here, because you can see we tested, and eventually we got the shoot to the upside. So I couldn't see price break below here, but even if it had done so, I was gonna at least have an understanding that okay, we are gonna at least likely expect the dollar index to come down all the way down to that low, right? So yeah, that's pretty much my analysis on the daily chart. Let's go into the 4-hour chart, and then just to get a more clear picture, you understand, a more clear picture. So I don't think this matters anymore. This also doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but since I'm done, I'm not really gonna look into that. So we can see that we had this nice gap here before price eventually decided to go all the way to the downside, right? So price broke this gap, and it's possible that it may be coming to test here and then come back to this support area again, because you can see that overall we've been in this range here. Price has been bouncing in and out of this, not in and out, but it has been bouncing within this range, right? It has been bouncing within this range. So we're just waiting to see what is it that price is going to do, because already we have an idea that okay, if price breaks above here. So that if price breaks above here, we're gonna have a test and then continue to the upside, obviously targeting that high there, right? I hope you get me. So I won't even dive into the lower time frames because I'm not looking for an entry right now. But what I do from here is go into the 1 hour, and then 1 hour gives me the last things that I want to see, and then for execution I go into the 5 minutes. You understand? So currently looking at this, you can see that the dollar index is quite bullish, right? It is quite bullish, and we can see that it broke out of the structure, right? And I'm looking to see the dollar index gain momentum going into this coming week. But what is the US 10-year bond yield telling me? What is it telling me? How is the stock performing in the US? Understand? How is it performing? As you can see, price got into this significant support area, and we got this huge buy. So yeah, this is quite a valid setup on the dollar index. It validates my setup on the dollar index, right? So what I'm expecting to see is price push all the way to the upside. I don't know if ever we're gonna really get to that high, but we're just gonna be looking at this gap here, and then we are expecting price to at least come back to this high here, or within this area right here, right? So right now, as you can see, I'm fixated on, or my bias is fixated on being on the sorry my bias is fixated on being on the bull run, or on the bullish side of things. And then let's go to gold. Let's see if gold is actually doing the opposite of what I'm expecting to see. So I was quite hesitant to take the sell on gold during NFP. I could say I was stricken by fear because I just got my live funded account, and on this trade I was gonna make, if I had held it all the way down to this point, I was gonna make like $5,000 on this trade, risking $118. So it was gonna be a crazy risk to reward ratio, because I wasn't even gonna hold it all the way down to there. I was probably gonna take my profits right around that area there, because obviously initially that's where my TP is. But price did present us with opportunity. It did present us with opportunities to take advantage of what happened after NFP. And if you did not get this drop here, you could have gotten this entry right here all the way to the downside. But I wasn't really comfortable with trading because I just gotten my funded account. It is my very first live funded account, and I'm currently managing $10,000. So I'm gonna try and make as most as I can from it, hopefully without even blowing it. I wanna make my first withdrawal with Equity Edge. I'm currently trading with Equity Edge, and yeah, that's the platform I'm currently trading with. So just to clean up the chart real quick, there isn't much to clean up because my chart is always clean. Simplicity is best. Simplicity is best. So let me go into the daily, because I think if ever we're gonna be continuing to go to the downside, we might as well go for a daily low or for a daily support. You understand? I don't know why the network is tripping. Ad break. This is the ad break. Yeah, my network is tripping. I don't understand what's going on. You see? Okay, yeah, good. So, this is wild. Is gold gonna drop all the way down to there? Because look at this candlestick. This is a very bearish candlestick. It's very bearish. and we can see that we have this structure here on the daily, right? This nice structure here on the daily, sort of like a rising wedge, something like that, or an ascending channel. Price broke to the downside, but I'm interested to see how it's going to react on this level here. Have we broken it yet? Are we gonna be looking for an entry when the market opens? What decision are we gonna take from this information that is being presented unto us right now? So as you can see, okay, I like what I'm seeing, because it makes sense for me to take sells below this area here, because from my understanding or from what I'm seeing is that we had a touch here, price broke impulsively, as you can see, and then came back to test. We shot up, and then price came back to test here. We had this nice pull to the upside, came back to test, and then we had this big pull to the upside. So now price is currently at that area here, but it seems like the way it's coming to this point may be different from how it has been doing so in the past few days, past few weeks. Understand? So what I'm trying to understand here is that are we now actually having like a change of character, whereby now price is just going to continue going from here, or are we gonna see a reversal from this area, as what price has been doing every time it got to this point here from time to time and again, looking at the most recent history, of course. So we can see that we are eventually here. So this one is gonna be quite an easy one for me to take, because based off of my strategy, what I'll be looking at obviously is maybe, let's say, wait for that touch, and also we can see that price broke this previous low here, indicating that we are still in this nature here of higher high, lower high, lower low, lower high. This may be a lower low, and then price may give us another lower high within this area here, and then give us a lower low. And then if ever it gives us a lower low, what I'll be looking to see is for price to give me a higher high within this area here. Let me clean this up real quick. Oh, sorry. Give me a lower low, and then come and test this support area here, right? Come and test the support area and let it be our resistance. Come and test this area as our resistance, and then continue to the downside. That's what I'll be expecting to see in the next coming week. You understand? And then also for an entry, right? Okay, to simplify things, let's go into the 4. Okay, we're on the 4 hour. To simplify things, you can see that this gap here, this gap here played a significant role in keeping price from breaking below, right? And we are exactly at that gap right now. So yes, we may expect the buys, but are we really in a buying trend on gold? Just to mention, are we really in a buying trend, or this pullback is just going to act as a retracement for us to continue going to the downside? You understand? That's the nature of the market. The market moves in impulses and corrections. So we can see that this was a impulse. Price is probably gonna correct for some time before we get that nice drop. You feel me? I think that's pretty much my analysis on XAUUSD, because this is the only gap that we have with a, how can I put this? This is the only gap that we have from, I don't even know how to explain this. Okay, so in this case, the last candlestick was bullish, and then we had a bearish drop. So this gap here, for example, you see this gap here, is not the same as this one here. Most of the times gaps like this, price would like to move back and test them before it continues going to the downside. For example, the gap that was created here, the gap that was formed there, this gap here. So reason why price moved or sold from here is because of this gap right here. Let's go into the 1 hour to make sense of why that happened. So we can see that also have this gap here. The price may take those, so these are just gonna be entry points. If we're gonna be buying, just wait for price to break above our entry point, test, shoot, and take our entries right there, right? That's pretty much it. So let me just clean this up real quick. So in the 1 hour, I think we're gonna be taking ourselves in this area here. We're gonna be looking for sales within this area here. Maybe price is gonna push back within this area. Maybe price is going to push back within this area, and then we're gonna continue going to the downside. Where was that 4 hour support? Okay, here's my 4 hour support. Yeah, so this makes perfect sense, but I don't know. Yeah, so this means price has to definitely pull back from here. So it's a buy. The signal is a buy, and buy gold when the market opens. So that's the signal I'm giving you. Let me give you an entry point. Buy gold when the market opens. Market opening signal. Buy gold when the market opens. So we can pretty much see that we had our first surge, second surge, and then we had this override here being our third surge, right? So we can see how price actually, this was like a signal, dog. This was a signal. We can see that price gave us this lows, or maybe we can argue and see we have these gaps here. Yeah. So looking at this, from my understanding, I would understand that, oh, okay, we're in the 4 hour. This is my 4 hour major resistance, major support area. How then did price tap it within this area? It came, it tapped, it gave us this gap here, a nice gap, it shot down. But was this an entry signal? No, because it then gave us this gap here, price did its thing, then it shot down. So here you could have been fooled, and you could have taken this entry. Put your stop loss maybe somewhere above this high here, right? And then you're targeting whatever low. But look at the next candlestick. The next candlestick quickly changed the dynamics of the direction that we were anticipating this market is going to head to. But because we had this bearish candlestick and we had this bullish candlestick, this was the signal entry, because this then shows us that, because we were supposed to have something like this, a candlestick rejection, you understand, not a fully closed bullish candlestick like this. At least have it to test here, give us a candlestick rejection, or give us like a bearish harami, some kind of candlestick pattern, because already here we can see that we had a bearish engulfing, right? But when price came back to test it, it didn't test it, but it completely violated this candlestick pattern. It completely violated this candlestick pattern. So this is how I read the 5-minute chart from my entries. I just look for those candlestick patterns within the lower time frames. Because another thing that you can see here is that, okay, we could have argued and said, okay, price is coming to test this gap here before it continues to the downside. But look at how it was like, nope, I'm gonna violate that. I am violating that idea. And then this candlestick closed bullish right above our resistance area, which was supposed to act as a resistance to push price even lower, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So immediately when we got this bullish pattern, or this bullish candlestick, ah man, this was gonna be a beautiful entry. We then had this doji, right? This was a bearish harami, but this also can serve as a continuation pattern when you are in a trend, right? It serves as a continuation pattern when you're in a trend. So the bearish harami is something like this candlestick, like taken from this image here. It's this candlestick, and then we have a small candlestick here. So this then acts as our resistance, as our support, sorry, and this acts as our resistance. So we then know that if price closes bullish here, then we're likely continue. It's a continuation. It came in a form of a continuation. But if then we're in a major significant resistance area and we get something like this, then we know that price here is now acting as a price here is now giving us a reversal signal, indicating that no, we are no longer continuing up, and what you would wait for is for price to break below here, right? So we can see that we had exactly that. Price came, but it didn't really break. And also it's important to know that after we break, how do we then come and test where we broke? That's the most important thing, I think, for me, or for my strategy. That's the most important thing. Like, you should really be mindful and aware of how you could have executed this. Because let me just play the let me quickly just hit the replay button. Let me just quickly hit the replay button. Okay, or let's take it back all the way here. Let's take it back all the way here. Yeah, this is good. This will make an even better example for what I'm trying to teach here. So you can see that we had this candlestick, right? So what I'm noticing is that we had this gap. Price broke impulsively, never came back to test it, right? You know, like, oh, okay, this then indicates to us that, okay, we're actually in a strong trend, so strong that even price is failing to test where it is supposed to. It is a quote unquote supposed to, but it didn't do so. It then continued to go to create even lower highs and lower lows, and then we had this gap right here, right? This candlestick was gonna give us this was gonna be a nice entry. So we can see that, okay, which low was I gonna be targeting? Obviously that 4-hour low, right? Yeah, that 4-hour low, which is around these areas. So we can see that, okay, price broke out of this low, right? Out of this gap here, or this area of interest, and then look at how it came back to test. So you can simply see, or we can even look at this smaller gap here. Even look at the smaller gap here. You can see the price broke impulsively, so, and look at how it came back to test this area. It gave us a rejection, and then it gave us a what you call this. So the entry signal was probably gonna be here, but it wasn't gonna be wise, because look at the candlestick that came after that, right? But the main point is that it tested there and rejected. But I wasn't gonna take this as a signal, to be honest, because maybe I was gonna wait for something like this. We can see that price broke, and then I was gonna simply just wait for to see how the price is going to react within this gap, right? And then let's do this. We had a huge impulsive candlestick, as you all can see. So now I'm doing the same thing. This is me just tracking price movement in the 5 minutes. I'm just planning on this is me looking for my entry point, right? To see, okay, are we ready to enter now? Because you could have entered here depending on your risk to reward ratio, but look at okay, it wasn't gonna be bad. It wasn't gonna be bad. It was gonna be like a 1:3, something like that. For me, it's not good. I prefer having a 1:5 because I lose a lot. To be honest, I lose a lot. So I look for those big wins. You understand? For me, it's the big wins that matter. The losing part is part of the game, like they all say. But I'm looking for that one single trade. That's pretty much my trading style. You understand? Because I do take losses. So let's see how the next candlestick performed. Immediately after this candlestick opened, it came, it tested, right? We got what? A bullish haram within a trend. So yeah, this is gonna be an entry signal, like without a doubt, this is gonna be an entry signal. So as you can see that this is a much more better risk to reward ratio as compared to this. You understand? Let's say you took your entry there, put your stop loss right above there, take it all the way down to this low, and then here you have an even better risk to reward ratio. Or you could have just simply put your buy, your sell limit there, but I don't think that was gonna be wise. So now you can see that, okay, let's see what kind of candlestick pattern it was gonna give us besides the bullish haram, because this was gonna seem like, oh nah, I entered the wrong position. I was wrong, because we have this candlestick pattern here. So it was gonna be like, oh fuck, what did I just do? And then boom, not yet, we didn't have the drop yet, and then boom, right? So now we have even this nice gap here, of which could have been your other entry, probably move you this one to break even, and then let's see how price perform from there. And as you can see, because the reason why I was gonna take this trade or put a sell stop or maybe a sell limit on this one is because this was and you can see how price opened, right? It did come to test this gap here. You can see we have this nice gap, we had this bearish engulfing candlestick here, and then price immediately when this candlestick opened, it tested there, so it was gonna kick us in the trade and then go all the way down. You see, and then you just hit your TP just like that. This was gonna be a nice trade, I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna be a nice trade. So now with the recent price action that I'm seeing, let's leave the replay mode. Yes. So now we have this action as our resistance, and then we have this action as our support. But the price has been trailing nicely to the downside, but we may have some sort of a shift, but I'll be expecting to see price at least come to this high here. So put your buy stop there, the stop loss somewhere below there for HR 1620. That's not a good risk to reward ratio. And put your buy stop there, probably put your stop loss somewhere on this low there, and then Yeah, this is an even better risk reward ratio. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So this is a 1:9 trade, risking $100 to make $900. And if ever it happens that it comes all the way up here, then it gets even crazier. You feel me? I hope you feel me. But I'm looking for sales though. I'm looking for sales. But let me take a quick look at crypto, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin also helps me to find my signal as to, are we gonna be stronger than the dollar? Or what? So yeah, as you can see, this is crypto at the moment. This is Bitcoin at the moment, and I'm just gonna do this, outline this support area here, because you can see that price tapped in, gave us a rejection, and then closed above the support area. So my question is, are we gonna come back up? Because we can see that we had this huge impulsive candlestick, right? So this tells me that we're likely to come to this point here, test here, and then maybe sell off from there. So yeah, that's pretty much my analysis on what I've just shared. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. You have been appreciated. Shout out to y'all. Peace.